Hello everyone, once again, this is Ma'am Sheila, and today we are going to discuss about the midline theorem. To begin with, let us define what is a midline. So by definition, a midline is a segment that joins the midpoints of the two sides of a triangle and is parallel to the third side. Again, midline is a segment that joins the midpoints of the two sides of a triangle and is parallel to the third side. If we are going to refer to our figure here, we have triangle ABC. So this is our triangle ABC. If you are going to look at here, this is point E. Based on the markings here, BE is congruent to EC, which means that point E is actually the midpoint of segment BC. In the same manner, we have point D here. Based on the marking, segment BD is congruent to segment AD, which means that our point D here is the midpoint of segment AB. And if we join these two midpoints, point D and point E, the segment that we have created is what we call the midline. So in the figure, our midline is segment DE. And based on the theorem, the length of the midline is 1/2 the length of the third side. Again, the length of the midline is 1/2 the length of the third side. That is why if segment AC is 20 units, the midline that is parallel to the third side is half as long. So if this is 20, our segment DE is 10 units. Again, that is what we mean by midline theorem. Let's have another example. If I have this triangle, for example, we have triangle Q, R, and then S. If I have a marking here, which is point X and XS is congruent to XR. Let's have another point here, which is point Y, and based on the markings here, YQ is congruent to YR, which tell us that point X and point Y are actually midpoints. So if we are going to join these two midpoints, the segment that we have formed here is what we call again the midline. This midline is parallel to the third side. And if our midline, for example, is 6 units, the midline is given 6 units, how long is segment QS? Yes, segment QS is 12 units. We are going to multiply it by 2. Now, let us have more examples for you to understand better. So, we have here, in triangle ABC, D and E are the midpoints of AB and AC respectively. So, let us find the unknown. Again, let us illustrate para mas makita natin. So, our triangle is actually triangle ABC. So, we can have triangle A, B, and C. It says that point D and point E are the midpoints of AB and AC respectively, which means that the midpoint of segment AB, the midpoint of segment AB is point D, and the midpoint of segment AC, this is our segment AC, the midpoint of segment AC is actually point E. And if we join this midpoint, we have here segment ED, which is our midline. So this is the illustration. Let us find the following. Number 1, DE is equal to what? DE is equal to what? Yes, it is equal to 1/2 of BC. Since wala naman tayong measure, so it's just the description that the segment DE, which is the midline, is 1/2 the measure of the third side, which is BC. Number 2, we have here AD. It is equal to, yes, it is equal to segment BD. Since point D is the midpoint, that's why the two segments are equal or congruent. And also, if we have AE, it is equal to, yes, it is equal to CE. Because again, point E is the midpoint, so AE is equal to CE. Number 4, if DE is equal to 12, then what is the measure of BC? If DE is equal to 12, what is the measure of BC? Yes, the BC is 24 units. And if AC is 42, then what is AE? If AC is 42, then what is AE? AC is this side. Ang hinahanap ay AE. So what is the measure of AE? Yes, it is 1/2 of AC because point E is our midpoint. So what is the 1/2 of 42? Yes, 1/2 of 42 is actually 21. So AE is equal to 21. Number 6, if AD is equal to 7, then BD is equal to, if AD, this is our AD, that is equal to 7, what is the measure of BD? Yes, it is also 7 units because they are equal because again, point D is the midpoint. If BC is equal to 36, then what is DE? If BC is equal to 36, then what is DE? What are you going to do to find the midline? Yes, it is half the measure of BC. So what is 1/2 of 36? Okay, 1/2 of 36 actually is 18. So DE is equal to 18 units. And then, if DB is equal to 8 and EC is equal to 9, then what is AB plus AC? We need to get the sum of segment AB and segment AC. Now, what is AB? If BD is 8, if our BD is 8, then what is our AB? Yes, our AB is 16. If EC is 9, our EC is 9, then what is AC? Yes, our AC is 18. Therefore, what is AB plus AC? Yes, it is equal to 34. So we have AB plus BC equals 34. For our last illustrative example, let us have this one. So if triangle MCG, in triangle MCG, A and I are the midpoints of MG and GC respectively. So you are asked if AI is equal to 3x minus 2 and CM is equal to 9x minus 19, then find the measure of CM. Let us answer this. But first, let us illustrate our triangle. So based on the description, our triangle is triangle MCG. So let's have here MCG. So we have triangle MCG. A and I are the midpoints of MG. So it means A is the midpoint of MG. This is our MG. This is the midpoint. We have here A, so these are congruent. And then also, the midpoint of GC is I. Where is our GC? Yes, this is the midpoint and this is point I. So this is our illustration. AI is the midline. It is parallel to CM. Based on here, we are going to find the measure of CM. Given is that AI is 3x minus 2 and CM is equal to 9x minus 19. Ang nawawala natin is CM. So how are we going to get the measure of the CM? CM is our third side. Yes, our equation should be CM is equal to twice the measure of AI. Diba? Yung doble ng AI natin, pag tinimes to natin yung AI, that is the measure of CM. So, CM is the unknown. So, we have here the equation. CM is equal to twice the measure of AI. Then you are just going to substitute the values. CM is 9x minus 19. We have here equals and then twice the measure of AI, which is 3x minus 2. Then to simplify, we have 9x minus 19 equals, using distributive property, we have here 6x minus 4. Then let us use A, addition property of equality. So we will be having here 9x minus 6x equals negative 4 plus 19. Let us simplify. 9x minus 6x, that is, yes, it is 3x. And negative 4 rather, plus 19. It is positive 15. Then to solve for x, you need to divide both sides by 3. So if we do that, the value that we are going to get x, 15 divided by 3, that is 5. We are not yet done. This is only the value of x. What is asked here is the value of cm. So to get the value of cm, you are just going to substitute the value here, which is 5. So our cm again is 9x minus 19. So we have 9x minus 19. We have here the value of x is 5. So we have 9 multiplied by 5, then minus 19. So we have 9 times 5, that is 45 minus 19. And what is 45 minus 19? Sige, let us solve. 45 minus 19. We have here 3. What is 15 minus 9 again? Yes, 15 minus 9 actually is 6. So we have 45 minus 19. That is equal to, we have here 26. So our cm is equal to 26 units. Now just to check, if cm is 26, half of it is the measure of ai. So ano ba yung kalahati ng 26? Half of 26 is actually 13. And if we are going to solve, we have here ai, that is equal to, we have here 3x minus 2. So 3x minus 2, substituting the value of x, which is 5. So we have 3 multiplied by 5 minus 2. So we have 3 times 5, that is 15. And 15 minus 2 is 13. So we are correct that the value of ai is 13 and the value of cm is actually 26. That is all about midline theorem. You have to remember, a midline is a segment joining the midpoints of the two sides of a triangle and is parallel to the third side. And its length is 1/2 the length of the third side. That's it for today. I hope you get it. Thank you for watching.